Hi students, so we are moving to the next chapter regarding the calculus, that is the application of integral, that is the 8th chapter of the NCERT textbook, that is application of integrals. So what does this application of integrals is going to say? So till now we came across what is integrals. So we came across how we are finding the integration of certain type of functions and how the definite integral we are going to find the integration of a definite integrals. So all these concepts we have came across in our previous chapter while we are studying the integrals. So when it comes to the application of integrals, what we are studying here, we are studying the application where these integrals have been used. So what is the application of these integrals? So what is the purpose of reading these integrals? So all these things will come under the concept that is application of integrals. So while studying the definite integrals, we came across the thing that is, if we draw a curve, say if this is an x-axis and if this is a y-axis, and if this is a curve, and if I say if this is equal to x is equal to a, and if this point is x is equal to b, and suppose if I asked you people to find what is the area of this, means clearly it is not at all a square, it is not at all a rectangle. We don't know the formula to find the area of such type of an area. I mean, if I call this one as a b c d, means we don't know which formula to apply to find the area of this a b c d. So while we are studying the definite integrals, what was the definite integral was saying? The definite integral was saying that area under the curves will gives us the definite integral. Suppose if f of y is equal to f of x, it is on a curve, means, and it is varying from x is equal to a to x is equal to b, means then integral a to b f of x dx, this will gives us what? This will gives us that area under the curve. So this is the thing which we came across. Definite integral, we came across only the definition, but we practically we didn't apply this concept anywhere in the chapter integral. So here we are studying how it is implied here. So I have considered this curve. Say if I call this one x is equal to a and x is equal to b, means if I need to find this area, means how we are going to find? Suppose if I consider a very small strip, a very small strip, it is a very small, so that the width of this strip, it is nothing but dx. I am calling the width width of this vertical strip as equal to dx, means then if this strip, it is lying at a distance of x from the from this origin, and this curve is equal to y is equal to f of x, means if this strip is at a distance of x from the origin, means, and the vertical, what is the length of this strip, that will be equal to y, or it will be equal to f of x, because if this strip is at a distance of x from the origin, means then the length of this strip will be equal to y. Then since I considered a very small strip, means then this, what is this? I am shading that strip. This strip is going to form what? This strip is going to form a rectangle. It is going to form a rectangle. So we know how to find the area of the rectangle. The area of the rectangle is nothing but what? Length into breadth. Suppose if I consider the shaded region or this vertical strip, that area is equal to dA, means what is its length? I mean its breadth is dx and length is y. So y into dx. So this is what the area of this one particular strip or one perpendicular strip, which is very small of a width dx. Suppose I need to find the area of this curve from x is equal to a to x is equal to b, means I am integrating this one. So from where to where I am integrating? From x is equal to a to x is equal to b, dA is equal to integrating from x is equal to a to x is equal to b y dx. So it is nothing but a is equal to area a to b y dx. So this is the area of the curve y is equal to f of x varying from a to b. So this is how we are going to get. So the particular, what does this meaning is saying, I mean this concept is saying, if I make like this type of small strip a numerous time between a to b, means if I integrate that one, or if I sum up all those area, means I am going to get the whole area of this region. So that is what region I am calling it as A, and the area will be equal to integration a to b y is equal to y dx, or I can write it as A is equal to integrating a to b f of x dx. So this is the area under the curve. So this is in the condition when the curve or the function is given in the form of y is equal to f of x. Suppose if the curve is given in the form of x is equal to f of phi. Here the curve is given y is equal to f of x, where x is an independent variable, y is an dependent variable. Here x is an dependent variable, y is an independent variable. So here it is this curve, it is varying from y is equal to a to y is equal to b, and we need to find the area of this curve, that is x is equal to f of y. So again what we are doing, again we are doing a one strip, a very small strip with respect to this curve. So what will be this width? Obviously this width will be what now? dy, because the width is lying upon the x-axis, so width will be dy, and the length of the strip, it will be what? It will be equal to x. So what happens? Area dA is equal to x into dy. Since I need the area of this whole region, means what happens? Integrating y is equal to a to y is equal to b, dA is equal to y is equal to a to y is equal to b, x dy. So that is nothing but a is equal to integration a to b x dy, or I can also write this area as equal to a is equal to integrating a to b f of y dy. So this is the area of this curve. So when we are having the perpendicular strip, vertical strip, we are integrating it with respect to the width, that is dx. So when we are having the vertical strip, means we are integrating with respect to the width of that strip. The width of that strip is dx. So that is vertical strip we are having, we are integrating with respect to its width of the strip, and the width of that strip will be dx. When we are having the horizontal strip, so when we are having the horizontal strip, again here also we are integrating this one with respect to the width of that horizontal strip. Here the width of the horizontal strip is dy. So when we are having the horizontal strip, we are integrating it with respect to the integrating with variable dy. So this is regarding the basic thing, that is area under the simple curve. Area under the simple curve. So this is a basic idea of application of integral when it comes with the concept of area under the simple curve. So these are the two things. So remember one thing, the curve, it might be y is equal to f of x form, or the curve it might be in the form of x is equal to f of y form. So we need to identify the curve is given in which form, and with respect to that form we are going to find the area of those respective curves. So here in both the cases we came across how the area we are going to find. Suppose if there is a function, such that the curve is lying here, and we need to find the area under this curve. So area under this curve means obviously this is our x is equal to a, and this is our x is equal to b, and if this is our function, what y is equal to f of x. Clearly here y is equal to f of x, it is negative because it is lying in the fourth quadrant, and here our y is obviously negative. Whatever the value of y we are going to get, it is negative here. So that's why here our y is negative. Suppose if I need to find the area, means what happens, integrating a to b f of x dx. So again here also we are taking one of the vertical strip, so width it will be equal to dx, and length of the strip will be equal to minus y. So integrating means we are going to get minus f of x. So what we are going to get, the area of this one will be equal to minus a to b f of x dx. But when it comes to the area, area cannot be negative. So area cannot be negative. So what we are doing here, suppose if there exists a function such that function or a curve such that f of x is negative, means at that time we are taking the absolute value of that function or the area, so that we are going to get a positive value or the absolute value of the integration, so that we are going to get only positive value of area. Suppose if we are having a negative f of x or negative f of y, means at that time we are taking the absolute value. So this is the special case or the thing which we need to note it down. So note it down. So when we are having a negative, we are taking negative f of x or f of y, a curve, means at that time we are taking the absolute value so that the area cannot be negative. So this is the important thing which comes under area under the curve, which we needed to be remembered. So under the concept of area under the simple curve, the question might be like, find the area enclosed by the given curve, that is x square plus y square is equal to a square. So they have given the curve. So the first thing, as I said, when it comes to application of integral, the basic thing, integration remains as it is, but this is directly connected to the two concepts. That is, one is conic section, another one is straight lines. So we should know each and every formula regarding the circle, ellipse, parabola, hyperbola. When it comes to the straight line, the slope intercept form, and what will be the line when it is parallel to x-axis, y-axis. So all these things should be come to be in our knowledge regarding the formulas coming under conic section as well as in the straight line. So here they are asking, we need to find the area enclosed by the curve, that is x square plus y square is equal to a square. So clearly by looking into this formula or the curve, we will come to know that it is a equation of the circle whose center is at origin and the radius is equal to a, because equation of the circle which is at the origin is x square plus y square is equal to r square, where r is the radius of that circle. So here in place of r we are having a, so a is the radius of the circle. So we have plotted the curve, we have drawn the curve which they have given. So we should have this basic idea of drawing the curve by looking into the given equation. So x square plus y square is equal to a square is a circle whose origin is at the center and the radius is equal to a. Since radius is equal to a, what does this point is? This point is nothing but a comma 0, and what this point refers to, it is 0 comma a. Okay, so these are the points we will come to know. Since it is a circle which is passing through since its center is at the origin, clearly this is symmetric about x-axis as well as y-axis as well as at origin. Here they are asked, we need to find the area enclosed by this curve. So we need to find area of this whole circle. So by using the application of integrals, not by the formulas which we have already know, we are using here application of integrals to find the integral, area of this circle. Suppose if I consider only this part, since it is symmetric about x-axis as well as y-axis as well as our with respect to origin also this is symmetric, means if I find this area and multiply this area with 4, means we are going to get the area of this whole circle. So that is what the symmetric idea. We should have the knowledge of symmetric also, so that we will come to think about all these simple things. So if I find the area under this region, if I find the area of this curve means, I mean this region means, and if I got the area of this region and multiply this area with 4 means, I am going to get the whole area of this circle. So how we are going to find the area of this region? Suppose if I draw a horizontal strip here means, what happens? This is our dx and this will be our y. So how our area will be? A is equal to integral. So from where to where we are finding this curve? So this is from 0 to a. So 0 to a y dx. So here we are finding only the area of this one, but what we required, we need the area of this one. So I am multiplying directly by 4 here itself. So 4 times the area of this one will give us complete area of this circle. So from where does we are going to get the value of this y? So we are going to get or fetch the value of y from this equation, that is x square plus y square is equal to a square. So what is that? Y square is equal to a square minus x square. So y is equal to plus or minus square root of a square minus x square. So here y, it is lying in which quadrant? It is lying in the first quadrant. So in the first quadrant, x as well as y both are positive. So here we are taking only the positive value of y. So what happens? Y into integral 0 to a square root of a square minus x square dx. So clearly we know the standard formula of this form, that is square root of a square minus a square minus x square. What is that formula? 4 into x by 2 square root of a square minus x square plus a square by 2 sine inverse of x by a, and this value is varying from 0 to a. So what happens? Now applying the upper limiting value as well as the lower limiting value to this one, what happens? It is nothing but a by 2 square root of a square minus a square. This term is going to become 0. Here again a square by 2 sine inverse of a by a. So this is by applying the upper limiting value, minus now applying the lower limiting value 0 by 2. So this is 0 means this whole term is going to become 0. So 0 plus here again a square by 2 sine inverse of 0. So what we are going to get? This term is obviously 0. Here a square minus a square, it is 0. So this term is 0. Here we are going to get a square by 2 sine inverse of a by a, it is 1. Sine inverse of 1, it is nothing but pi by 2. So a square by 2 into pi by 2. And here this term sine inverse of 0 is also 0. So this term is completely 0. And here we are already having 4. So what happens? 4 cancels with the 4. So remaining is what? Pi a square. So area of this circle is equal to pi a square, and we already know that area of the circle is pi a square only. So from the elementary class we came across how we are finding the area of the circle, and area of the circle is pi r square. So where r is the radius of the circle, here the radius is a. So what we got? Area of the circle as pi a square itself. So this is how the application of integrals are used to find the area of the circle. So how not only circle, area of the curves which they have given. So I am considering the same curve, that is x square plus y square is equal to a square, and we need to find the area of this curve itself. So in the previous thing which we have solved, there I have considered the vertical strip. Now here I am considering the horizontal strip. Let us see whether we are going to get the same answer or how it is going to be varied. So here we are having a horizontal strip. So horizontal strip means what? This is the width of the horizontal strip is dy. So we are integrating with respect to dy. So how the function will be? The function will be what? A is equal to, so this strip, since I have considered it is dy, from where to where our y variable is varying. So y, finding the area of this one, since it is a circle, which is symmetric about x-axis, y-axis, as well as with respect to the origin also. Suppose if I find the area of this region, means then if I multiply that area with the 4 pieces, means then we are going to get complete area of this circle. So I am considering this region. So this region, it is varying from y is equal to 0 to y is equal to a. So what happens? 4 times integral 0 to a. So since I am integrating it respect to the variable, that is dy, so what happens? X dy. So from where we are going to get the value of x here? So value of x, it is going to be get from here. So what happens? That 4 into integral 0 to a. So x, as I said, x square is nothing but a square minus y square. So x is nothing but square root of plus or minus a square minus y square. So again here I am considering this region here. In the first quadrant, both our x as well as y both are positive. So what happens? We are considering here only the positive value of x. So what happens? Square root of a square minus y square into dy. So clearly we know the formula of integral square root of a square minus x square into dx. Here it was a x square with respect to the variable x. Here we are having y with respect to variable y. So we are changing the formula. In where and all we are having x, we are just inputting there y. So what is that formula? 4 into y by 2 square root of a square minus y square plus a square by 2 sine inverse of y by a, varying from 0 to a. So what happens? 4 into, first we are inputting the upper limiting value. So by using the upper limiting value here, y by 2 square root of a square minus a square, it becomes 0 plus, now inputting for this one upper limiting value, a square by 2 sine inverse of a by a minus, now lower limiting value. So what happens if I input y is equal to 0 here? This term becomes 0. So first term it is completely 0. Again here a square by 2 sine inverse of 0 by a is sine inverse of 0. So sine inverse of 0 is 0. So even this term is also 0. So applying the lower limit to both the term, we are going to get 0 itself. So what happens? 4 into a square by 2 sine inverse of a by a, it is 1. Sine inverse of 1, it is nothing but pi by 2. So what happens? 4, it is going to get cancelled with this one. So we are going to get the area of that circle, that is a is equal to pi r square itself. Suppose whether we are taking the horizontal strip or whether we are taking the vertical strip, the answer will remain the same. But what we need to concentrate is here, if we are taking the vertical strip, means then we are integrating with respect to the dy. If we are taking the horizontal strip, means then we are integrating with here we are integrating with the variable dx, and here we are integrating with respect to dy, the width of that strip. So remember how we are going to deal with this problem step by step. The next concept is the area of the region bounded by a curve and a line. Suppose if they asked us to find the area of the region, so area of the region bounded by y is equal to x square and y is equal to 4. So we are going to find the region bounded by the curve, that is y is equal to x square and y is equal to 4. So by looking into the question, we should have now basic idea that how the curve of this one and this one will be. So y is equal to x square, that means it is nothing but a parabola, and y is equal to 4 means it is a straight line which is parallel to the x axis. So we should draw first. I am drawing that. We should have this basic thing, because we should know before finding the area, we should know which area we are finding first. So to know which area we are finding first, we should know how to draw the graph of this given curve, a rough idea of which area we are finding. So y is equal to x square means here for both the values of x, we should have the positive y. If it is x is positive or x is negative, value of y should be positive itself. That means the curve or a parabola, it will be like this. So y is equal to x square, it is like this parabola. So this is a curve, that is y is equal to x square. Then next, y is equal to 4 means this is a line, that is y is equal to 4. So what is this? This is y is equal to 4. So what they said, the region bounded by the curve y is equal to x square and y is equal to, so what is that region bounded by this curve as well as this by this curve as well as this line? That is, we need to find the area of this one. So if we find the area of this one, means this is nothing but the area or the region bounded by the curve as well as the line. Since we clearly know that parabola, it is symmetric now about the y-axis. It is symmetric about y-axis. We know this now clearly. Suppose if I find now the area of this one and multiply this area by 2, means we are going to get the area of this complete or the required area we are going to get. Suppose if I find this area and multiply this one by 2, means we are going to get the required area. So I am calling this one as 0, or sorry, not 0, O, A, B. So we need to find what now? Area of OABO, and multiply this area OABO with 2 times, means we are going to get this complete. If I call this one as C, means we are going to get the complete area of OBACO. We are going to get this required area. So now I am drawing here one of the vertical strip. So I am drawing here the vertical strip. So this is the vertical strip. So the width of this vertical strip is dx, and what is the length? So length, it is nothing but y. So what and all data we are having? We are having the curve y is equal to x square, another one, that is y is equal to 4. So if I put y is equal to 4, means I am going to get the value of x, that is x is equal to plus or minus 2. So what happened now? This point is nothing but what? 2, 4, and this point is nothing but minus 2, 4. Which point here? Point C is minus 2, 4, and point B is 2, 4. So x is equal to 2 here. Suppose if this is dx, means at what point here x is, this strip is at, it is at x is equal to 2. Sorry, not at x is equal to 2. Here the 2 is point lying here. So this is our dx. So since I draw here the vertical strip, so how our integration area it will be? Since we need this complete area, so this area x, it is varying from where to where? From minus 2 to 2. So what happens? Integrating from minus 2 to 2, y dx. Okay. So as I said, suppose if, since it is symmetric, if I find the area of this one and multiply with 2, means we are going to get the same thing. Suppose if I considering only this area, means from where to where this area is varying from 0 to 2. So what happens? From 0 to 2, y dx. Okay, but observe here clearly. Suppose if I consider from 0 to 2, integrating the curve with respect to coming under this one, means we are going to get this whole region, but we required only this region only. Suppose now if I consider this whole region and subtract this region from that whole region, means what we are going to get? We are going to get a required region, that is AOBA region. Suppose if you subtract this region, means. So this diagram itself I had drawn here clearly, so to get a clear idea. So what is our required region? This OBAO. So we need to find the area of this region. Now I am considering OB-BA. So if I consider this region, from this region if I subtract OBB'O, means clearly we are going to get complete area of this region. Now what is this curve or this line is? This line is equal to y is equal to 4. And what is this curve? This curve is nothing but what? Y is equal to x square. So area under this curve means what? So what is the equation of this curve? Y is equal to 4. So what and all the area comes under this curve? This whole region comes under the curve y is equal to 4. And what region comes under this curve? This region comes under the curve y is equal to x square. So suppose now if I subtract the area of this one from this area is subtracted from this curve means then we are going to get complete this area. So what happens now? Here we are having 0 to 2 y dx, and that y is nothing but what? Area of what? Area of OB dash BA. Area of OB dash BA. This area minus area of what? OB B dash O. That is OB B dash O. If I subtract this area from this one, we are going to get this y. So what is this area of OB dash BA? That is nothing but area under the curve y is equal to 4. So area of that one is nothing but what? It is 4 minus what is area of OB dash OB B dash O? That is nothing but y is equal to x square. That is x square is the curve. So what is our value of y here? Y is 4 minus x square. So what happens here? The required area A is equal to 2 times 0 to 2 4 minus x square dx. So 4 minus x square means what is the integration? 4x minus x cube by 3, 0 to 2. So now applying the upper limiting value, what happens? 4 into 2 minus 2 cube by 3, and substituting the 0, this also becomes 0, this also becomes 0. So what happens? 2 into 4 2s are 8 minus 2 cube, it is 8 by 3. So 8 3s are 24, 24 minus 8, it is 16, 16 2s are 32 by 3 square unit. It is the required area. That is what? This area we have got along with this one. Since we have already multiplied 2 here, so we got completely this area where this region is subtracted. So clearly here we are having the area region bounded by the curve and the line. So completely here what? The area under this line was this whole region, and area under this curve was what? Only this region. So what we have did? We have subtracted the area under the curve from which? From the area under the line. So we should know which region is coming under the line and which region is coming under the curve and which region is required. So when we come to know which region is required, we will come to know which area we need to subtract from which area. So this is the concept of area under the line and the area under the region covered by the line, as well as the area under the region bounded by the line and the curve. So for you people to get the clear idea of this one, you should know the basic of all the formulas regarding the conic section as well as regarding the straight lines. So I am going to brief up all the formulas coming under the conic section, that is the areas of for regarding the circle, ellipse, hyperbola, parabola, and coming under the straight line, so that you will get a proper idea of all those things in this one video itself. The first thing which is coming under the conic section, it is circle. So circle means we are having generally the two case. So this is our case 1 and this is our case 2. So in the case 1, what we are seeing here is our center, it is at the origin. So that is 0, 0, and this is our x-axis and this is our y-axis and radius. So when it is at the origin, the formula is x square plus y square is equal to a square, where a is the radius of the circle. The second case is when the center is not at the origin, at somewhere the place say called h, k, means then the general formula of a circle is x minus h whole square plus y minus k whole square is equal to a square, where the center is h, k and radius is a itself. So here it comes with one of the special case. If there is a equation, or if they have asked a question, find the area of the circle, that is x square plus 2x plus y square is equal to 0. Suppose if they asked we need to find the area under the circle of this type, means then how we are going to deal with this. So here we are having x square plus 2x, so I am completing the square, that one x square plus 2x plus 1 minus 1 plus y square is equal to 0. So x square plus 2x plus 1, it is nothing but x plus 1 whole square plus y square is equal to 1. So what happens here, it is in this form. What is the center here? The center of the circle, it is nothing but minus 1 comma 0. So if I draw a circle, means what, minus 1 comma 0, it will lie somewhere here, and the radius, it is also equal to what, radius is also equal to 1. So what happens, this is the circle where the center is minus 1 comma 0 and radius is equal to 1, and here we are finding the area of the circle. So if we are having a equation like x minus h square plus y square is equal to a square, means then this circle is lying on the x axis, and if we are having x square plus y minus k whole square is equal to a square, means then this type of circle, it is lying on the y axis, where x axis, x component is 0, here our y component, it is 0. So this is regarding the basic idea on all the cases of circles which we are going to see. So this is a basic idea regarding the circle, so please note it down. The next is ellipse. In ellipse we are having two form. One is the original x square plus a square plus y square by b square is equal to 1. Another one is its conjugate, and its form is x square by b square plus y square by a square is equal to 1. So in our NCERT textbook, here we have maintained one form such that we are having two different equations, but when it comes to our R.D. Sharma book, while we are referring R.D. Sharma book, those who are referring R.D. Sharma book, in that we are having the equation for conjugate also, like x square by a square plus y square by b square is equal to 1 itself. So here in this case what they are giving, x square by a square plus y square by b square is equal to 1, where a is greater than b, and here they are used to write where a is less than b. So this is what they are going to mention with the along with the two formulas. So when they are saying a is greater than b, means then it is of this form. When they are saying a is less than b, means then it is of this form. So but in our NCERT textbook we are not bothered with this one. So here we are maintaining only one, that is a is a semi major axis itself in both the cases, and b is the semi minor axis in both the case itself. So when we are having a square below the x, means then here x axis is the semi major axis. When we are having a square below the y, means then here y is the semi major axis. So this is how we can identify which equation. Suppose if there is a form x square by a square plus y square by b square is equal to 1, means which type of ellipse which we needed to draw, means here a square is lying below the x, so here x is a major axis, so semi major axis. So when x is a semi major axis, means then ellipse is of this form. Suppose if it is of this type of equation, means here a is lying below the y, so y is the semi major axis, then ellipse is of this form. So this is how we can recognize by looking into the formula. So the basic thing which we need to thing here is, that is the latus rectum. What is latus rectum? It is a line which is passing through the focus perpendicular to the major axis, means then it is called as a latus rectum. So the length of the latus rectum, it is here 2b square by a. So what is the use of this one, means by writing these two type of form where our semi major axis and semi minor axis is not at all going to change, means in that case our equation of latus rectum retains as it is. So here also 2b square by a, and here also 2b square by a itself, that is the length of the latus rectum. I mean, what is the equation of latus rectum here? X is equal to c. So x is equal to c or x is equal to minus c, because we are having two focus here, so that is two foci. So c is nothing but a into e, where e is the eccentricity. Here also y is equal to c or y is equal to minus c, that is ae itself. So equation of the latus rectum retains as it is. Another thing, we are having another formula, that is b square is equal to a square into 1 minus e square, where e is less than 1. So even this formula might be useful while we are dealing with the ellipse type of formula. So these are the basic thing which we need to note it down. So please pause the video and note down what is there regarding the ellipse in this page or in this video. The next is parabola. So parabola means here we are having 4 types of parabola. So let us understand each step by step. That is, when we are saying y square is equal to 4ax means how we are going to draw the parabola. So for both the positive and negative value of y, we should have positive x. So here we are having positive value of y and here we are having negative value of y. So for both positive and negative value of y, we are having only the positive value of x. So the parabola will be like this. So y square is equal to 4ax. So when it comes to x square is equal to 4ay means what happens? For both positive and negative value of x, we should have positive y. So positive and negative value of x means this is positive value of x, negative value of x. So for both positive and negative value of x, we should have only positive y. So positive y means what? It is coming in this direction. So the parabola is of this type. So when it comes to y square is equal to minus 4ax means for both positive and negative value of y, that is y and y prime. So positive and negative value of y, our x should be negative. X should be negative means it should be the parabola, it will be in this form. And x square is equal to minus 4ay means here for both positive and negative value of x, we should have negative y. So negative y means it is coming like this type of parabola. So this is how we are going to draw the 4 types of parabola, where the focus of the each parabola, here it is a comma 0, here it is 0 comma a, and here it is minus a comma 0 and 0 comma minus a. So in all the 4 cases, the length of latus rectum, it is what? The length of latus rectum, it is equal to 4a. But equation of the latus rectum, when it comes to the first case, what is the latus rectum? It is a line which is passing through the focus and perpendicular to the axis. So passing through the focus perpendicular to the axis. So what is the equation of this one? So in the first case equation, here it is equation of latus rectum, here it is x is equal to a, and here the equation of latus rectum, here it is what? Y is equal to a. What is the equation of latus rectum in this case? In this case, the equation of latus rectum, it is equal to x is equal to minus a, and here the equation of latus rectum, it is what? It is y is equal to minus a. So another thing which we are coming in the parabola, it is directrix. What is that directrix? The line which is passing through the focus and perpendicular to the axis. So it is at the same distance of from the focus. Here parabola means your focus is this one. So at the same distance from the focus, there is another point that if a straight line passing through that point means then it is a directrix. Here the equation of directrix, it is what? X is equal to minus a. So the directrix of a given parabola, it is nothing but the same equation with the opposite sign of an equation of lattice rectum. Here the equation of directrix in this parabola is x is equal to minus a. In here the equation of directrix is y is equal to minus a. Here the equation of directrix it is equal to x is equal to a, and here the equation of directrix it is equal to y is equal to a. So this is an idea regarding the formulas which are coming under the parabola, and the basic thing which you need to note in the parabola, it is 4 types of parabola. So please pause the video and note it down regarding the parabola. So the next thing which we need to come across is under the concept of straight lines. So here there we are coming across, first thing it is parallel to x-axis. So when any line is parallel to x-axis means how the equation of the line it will be is equal to y is equal to a. Suppose if I take any point upon that parallel to x-axis, that is upon the line y is equal to a, means only our x coordinate is going to be changed, our y coordinate retains as it is. So this is regarding the line which is parallel to x-axis. Suppose if a is positive means that line is lying above the x-axis. If our value of equation of y it is negative of a, so it is purely depending where that line lies, whether it is above the x-axis or below the x-axis, depending upon what is the value of y. Suppose if it is y is equal to minus a means then that line was below the x-axis, where our y coordinate remains as it is, only our x coordinate is going to be changed. The next is parallel to y-axis. So when it comes to parallel to y-axis means what? The line which is parallel to y-axis, the equation of the line it will be in the form of x is equal to a, and if we take any point upon the line x is equal to a means here our x coordinate, it is going to be written as it is, only our y coordinate is going to be changed. So where the line lies, whether it is lying towards the right of the y axis or to the left of the y axis, it purely depends upon the value of a. Suppose if I taken the value x is equal to minus a, means then that line will be somewhere here, where our y coordinate is going to be changed from one point to another point upon the line, but the x coordinate, it will be remain as it is, that is upon this line our x coordinate is minus a, upon this line the x coordinate is equal to a. So this is regarding the lines which is parallel to x axis and parallel to y axis. So please pause the video and note it down. The next is a intercept form. So intercept form means how it will be. If I consider a line L, means if this line cuts the x-axis at a distance of a, means then this distance, suppose if I call this one as O and this one as A, and the distance, the line L which cuts the x-axis at a distance of at a point A, then OA length, what is the length of this OA, that forms the x-intercept. If the same line cuts the y-axis at a distance B, then the point, if I call this one as some B, means then at what point this line cuts the y-axis and the distance of that point from the origin, this distance is going to form the y-intercept. Then the intercept form, it will be how, x divided by the x-intercept plus y divided by the y-intercept is equal to 1. Suppose if you have this equation, means you can draw the line by knowing that x divided by x-intercept plus y divided by y-intercept is equal to 1. Suppose if you don't know, suppose if you feel like, if it is if you have this equation and if you don't know how to draw this line, means even you can draw this line without having this idea also. Means how, suppose if you take x is equal to 0, means what you are going to get, if you are having this equation, that is x by a plus y by b is equal to 1, and you don't know by looking into this equation how we are going to plot the line. Suppose at that time take x is equal to 0, at that time value of y will be equal to 0. So x0 yb means it will be this point, that is 0 comma b, and take y is equal to 0. When you take y is equal to 0, you are going to get x is equal to a. So the point will be a comma 0. So a comma 0 is this point. So you got the 2 points. Join the 2 points, you will get a straight line which is passing through 0 comma b and a comma 0, and this line is nothing but an intercept form. The next is passing through the origin. So passing through the origin means if a line is passing through the origin, means then the general form, it will be equal to y is equal to mx. So the if equation is y is equal to x or y is equal to 2x or y is equal to 4x, means here what, this 2, this 4, it is nothing but a slope of the line. So greater the slope, more the inclination, or the greater the value of slope and more the inclination will be. So when we are talking about the line which is passing through the origin, means then the equation of the line, it will be in the form of y is equal to mx. So now we came across intercept as well as the slope. Now the next thing which we are going to do through is that is slope intercept form. So the next is slope intercept form. So when we come across the slope intercept form, means then the general formula is y is equal to mx plus c, where y is the slope of the line and c is the y-intercept. So if it is of form y is equal to x plus 1, this is also slope intercept form, where slope is 1 and y-intercept is equal to 1. So we are come across the 4 different types of slope intercept form line, means then you can see here. So what is the slope? Slope is nothing but the inclination formed by the line with respect to the x-axis in an anti-clockwise direction. Suppose if I consider this is our line L, what is the slope? Here the slope, it is an angle formed by this line with respect to the x-axis in an anti-clockwise direction. So the angle is positive, angle is an acute angle. So here our slope A, it is greater than 0. So that is what? It is an acute angle. And what is this? Slope is positive. So since slope is acute angle, our slope, it is positive, that is greater than 0. And what about the y-intercept? It is positive, so c is also greater than 0. Suppose if the line is of this form, means here you can see here what is the angle formed by this line with respect to the x-axis in the anti-clockwise direction. That is again an acute angle. Since it is an acute angle, our slope, it is positive, it is greater than 0. What about our y-intercept? Here y-intercept, it is what? It is lying below the y-axis. So what happens? Below the x-axis in the y-axis. So what happens? Our intercept, it is less than 0. Y-intercept, it is less than 0. Here You can see here, this is our line L, the angle formed by this line with respect to the x-axis in an anti-clockwise direction, that is an obtuse angle which is greater than 90 degrees. So our slope, it is less than 0. What about our y-intercept? Y-intercept, it is positive, so C, it is greater than 0. The next type of line here, L, it is like here like this. So what is the angle formed by this line with respect to the x-axis? So the angle formed here, it is theta, which is greater than 0, which is obtuse angle. So our slope, it is greater than 0, sorry, not greater than 0, it is less than 0, which is negative, slope is negative. And what about the y-intercept? Y-intercept here also, here C is greater than 0, but here C is less than 0, however C here is also less than 0. So these are the 4 types of slope intercept form which we are coming across. So this is the brief idea which type of slope intercept forms are going to be arise when we are dealing with the problem. So this is a 4 types of slope intercept form which we need to be understood, and how the slope and the intercept is going to be vary in all the 4 types of slope intercept form. The next basic graph which we need to know is the trigonometric, that is sin x and the cos x angles. So clearly we know the basic thing how the graph of sin and cos will be. So this is the graph of sin x, and this is the graph of sin x. So we know the basic of how the graph of sin and cos will be. Suppose if they ask a question, we need to find the area of area under the curve, which is bounded by y is equal to sin x, or f of x is equal to sin x and x-axis. Or if they asked find the area of the curve which is bounded by f of x is equal to cos x and x-axis, means which area we are going to find? We are going to find not only this one, from 0 to 2 pi. If they are saying from 0 to 2 pi, we need to find the area of the curve f of x is equal to sin x and x-axis. So which area from 0 to pi means, that is this area we need to find out. Similarly in the cos x means which area we need to find out, this area. So when it comes to sine or the cos function, we clearly know that if we find this area, this one area, this region is symmetric to this, and this region is symmetric to this, as well as this region is symmetric to this. So all these regions are symmetric with respect to each other in all sine as well as in the cos function. So if we find the area of this one and multiply this area with 4 times, means we are going to get the area bounded by the curve y is equal to sin x and x-axis from 0 to 2 pi, we are going to get this area. So this is how we are going to deal with the finding the area of trigonometric function when it comes to the sine and cos. Similarly, we should know other trigonometric functions also, but importantly we should know sine function as well as the cosine function graph, and how we are going to find the area under these graphs or area under these curves. Then next is modulus function. So modulus function means how it will be mod x. So how we are going to deal with it? As we all know that if I take x is equal to 0 means where it comes, it is that this point. If I consider this is a number line, this point is nothing but what? X is equal to 0. If I consider the points which is x greater than 0, so all these points are what? Which is x greater than 0. So when I consider x greater than 0, whatever the point comes, it is obviously greater than 0. So when I consider the points which is x which is less than 0, so when I consider the points x is less than 0, so what happens? The modulus function is doing, when we are having the negative value, it is giving another negative sign and making it as a positive value. How that mod function when we are going to redefine? So when it is x is greater than or equal to 0, the function it will be x itself. So when we are having less than 0 value, so when we are having less than 0 value, it is giving one minus sign and making it as a positive sign. For example, if we are having x is equal to minus 5 means, then mod of minus 5, how we are going to write? So mod of minus 5 is minus of minus 5, which is going to become plus 5. So this is how it will be. So now mod x, it is like this one. So mod x, it is nothing but our y, this is a given function, y is equal to mod x. So this is how it is defined. So what happens when x is greater than or equal to 0? This redefined form, it will be y is equal to x. y is equal to x means just now we have came across what is y is equal to x. It is a straight line which is passing through the origin. So how it will be? So when x is greater than or equal to 0, the equation of modulus function is y is equal to x. So the graph will be straight line which is passing through the origin. Okay, similarly when it is less than or equal to 0, how the function will be? Y is equal to minus x. That means whatever the value of x, negative values you are going to put, the value of y, it will be obviously positive itself. So how, if I input x is equal to minus 1 means value of y will be 1, x is equal to minus 2 means value of y will be 2. So if I plot all those points, I am going to get a graph like this. So when it comes to the modulus function, we are going to get a V type of curve where we are having one of a steep edge at the one point. So this is what a modulus function is. Similarly, when we are dealing with the modulus function, suppose if I consider x mod of x minus 1. So if I consider mod of x minus 1 means how we are going to deal with it. So mod of x minus 1. So when x is equal to 0. Suppose if this one is equal to y means at x is equal to 0 means what happens to our mod x minus y value? It will be equal to minus 1. So value it will be minus 1. So at x is equal to 0, y will be minus 1. So what happens at this point? We are going to get, sorry guys, let us deal with this. Y is equal to mod of x plus 1. So what happens if I take x plus 1 is equal to 0 means what is the value of x? It is minus 1. So at x is equal to minus 1, our value of y it will be equal to 0. So the points which is greater than x plus 1 which is greater than 0. So x plus 1 which is greater than 0 means which and all points we are going to get when x is equal to 0. We are going to 1 which is greater than 0. This 1, 2, 3, all these points which comes where x plus 1 it is greater than 0. So this is the point where x plus 1 is equal to 0. So at x plus 1 greater than 0, whatever the points you are going to get, it is greater than 0. It means that is y is greater than 0 itself. So when I consider the points where x plus 1 it is less than 0, when it will be x plus 1 it is less than 0, when I take the value of x is equal to minus 2, minus 3, at this point we are going to get x plus 1 it is less than 0. So what happens? We need to redefine at this point. So y, that is mod of x plus 1, it will be equal to x plus 1 when x is greater than or equal to 0. When x is less than 0, we are going to multiply it with minus. So that is becomes minus x minus 1. So this is how we are going to get. So x plus 1 means what? So when x is greater than or equal to 0, x plus 1 is greater than or equal to 0 means what happens? X is greater than or equal to minus 1. So here it is x is greater than or equal to minus 1 and x is strictly less than minus 1. So when x is greater than or equal to minus 1, what is our function? It is y is equal to x plus 1. Y is equal to x plus 1 means what? If I put x is equal to 0, we are going to get value of y is equal to 1. So it is a line which is passing from here. So it will be the line y is equal to x plus 1. It is the line like this. Similarly, when x is less than 0, our equation will be y is equal to minus x minus 1 and it will be the line passing in this form. So clearly this is how we are going to deal with the modulus function. So I went bit detailed regarding the modulus function because you should have the idea of the graph how we are going to deal with the modulus function when they are given with the different type of modulus function. So this is regarding the modulus function. So please pause the video and note it down each and every concept regarding the modulus function. So the next function which we are familiar, that is square root function. So this is one of the new function which is bit quite familiar these days in our board examination. From the previous 2-3 years, the questions based upon the square root function is arising. So I am dealing with now that function also, that is square root function. Suppose if we are having a function of the form y is equal to square root of f of x. So here we are having y is equal to root x. So we need to draw the graph of this one. So I am taking the help like this. Y is equal to root x. It can be written as y square is equal to x. So y square is equal to x means what? It is an equation of, this is an equation of parabola. So equation of parabola means which type of parabola? We have 4 types of parabola. So for both positive and negative value of y, we should have positive x. So that is the parabola of this is of this type. Sorry guys. So the parabola is of this type, that is y square is equal to x. But the thing is, we don't require the graph of this one. We don't require the area of this parabola. We just require the area of the curve y is equal to root x. We just took the help of this one, so to get an idea of how the graph will be. So what is the thing which we require? We need the area of the curve y is equal to root x. So y is equal to root x means, root means it is having only positive values. So we are having only positive value means this is not the thing. The only thing which comes here is this one, that is this is nothing but y is equal to root x, because we required only the graph of area under the graph y is equal to root x. So we took the help of this one, y square is equal to x, just to sketch the curve, how the curve will be. To get an idea only we took the help of this one. Suppose if it is of the form of y is equal to square root of 4 minus x square, means how we are going to deal with it? To get or to sketch the graph of this curve, how we are going to do this? Y square is equal to 4 minus x square, so it becomes x square plus y square is equal to 4. So this is what? This is an equation of the circle. So equation of the circle whose origin is whose center is at the origin and radius is equal to 2. So this is minus 2 comma 0 and this is 2 comma 0. But what was the curve required thing? Y is equal to square root of 4 minus x square. Square root of 4 minus x square means we should get only the positive values of y. So the positive values of y means this is not at all included. So the required region is this one. So this is the required region of a given curve. So the curve is what? Y is equal to square root of 4 minus x square. Suppose if they have given the curve y is equal to minus square root of 4 minus x square, means at that time the required region will be what? This will be the required region, because y minus, or because here we are having only the negative values of y. The negative values of y means it is coming under this region. So this is how we are going to get an idea of the square root functions. So I have explained the most of the basic functions or the basic curves which are going to come under the application of integrals, as well as it will be helpful for you people when we are dealing with the application of derivatives also. So please undergo all these type of curves, understand it carefully and clearly. Suppose if you have doubts regarding any of the curve, means you can ask me at any time. So this is regarding the introduction part of application of integrals. So the thing of area under the simple curve and area under the curve and straight line. So in detail you will come to an idea regarding this one when we are solving one by one exercise as well as an example questions based upon these topics. Thank you students.